Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming. My name is Eric Lewis, and this is my wife, Kimberly Lewis. We are the proud parents of Ethan Lewis, he's right there, whom is on his third and final year at the Little Lighthouse. Although this is our current state, it all started close to a decade ago. Kimberly and I decided we were ready to grow our family and have another child. Although we were ready, God had a different time frame for us. 3 years after we first attempted this wonderful child, we were blessed with Ethan. From the beginning of our pregnancy, everything went as a parent would have expected. Once he was born, there were some struggles, but yet nothing too life-threatening or severe at first. Ethan then developed a water pocket on the back of his head, and we were extremely worried. So the doctor ordered a CT scan, and shortly after the scan, the water pocket disappeared within an hour. The doctor noticed some abnormalities within his brain and wanted to get an MRI for verification. After hearing this bombshell, we got the MRI done, and my wife and I did our best to patiently wait for the results. I remember us sitting in the doctor's office as if it was yesterday, seeing how hard it was for the doctor to let us know what they found. I had to reassure him, it's all okay, and just spit it out, whatever it is. And as a side note, this doctor has delivered much worse news to other patients. As hard as it was for our doctor to tell us Ethan has a complete agenesis of the corpus callosum, it was even harder to digest those words and fighting back the what-if game. And for those who are not aware, none, partial, and complete is how they classify the level of this diagnosis. Ethan has complete ACC, which this means he is completely missing the center part of his brain that connects the left and right hemisphere. Talk about having your ideas of a family flipped upside down and given a new path. At this point, I knew God intervened and made us aware of how this beautiful angel is extraordinary. After scheduling appointments and Googling many new terms, we began doing any and everything possible for this amazing boy. One of the places we have been blessed with is the Little Lighthouse. Ethan started early intervention and quickly made best friends. During our patient wait for Ethan to make it full time with this wonderful place, he developed a cyst by his brain. By the age of 15 months, Ethan was scheduled to have the cyst drained. It was nothing we were expecting, but it had to be done because it was life-threatening. The cyst grew large enough to push half his brain to one side of his skull, and it started to choke out his brainstem. Fortunately, the surgery went smooth, as planned, yet the recovery did take a few extra days than the doctor had planned, but it was more than fine. Although we felt helpless as we knew the right people were put in the right path to allow him to grow, and man, sure has. We have been told by medical professions that Ethan may not do things just like showing emotions, talking, or walking, but not here at the Little Lighthouse. From the beginning, they have been full of love and growth, not just for my child, but from all the students from the past, present, and future blessings to come. This is the first place that has not set limitations on what Ethan can and cannot do. By 3, Ethan was off the waiting list and now a full-time student with choral class. From there, he graduated to purple, and for his second year, and with the growth, he is now in blue class. From him conducting parades up and down the halls to lifting spirits and building unbreakable bonds, Ethan really shines and thrives at this facility. For many other places, they like to set milestones or goals for what children have to accomplish at a particular time. With the Little Lighthouse, it is so much different. They work extra hard to allow these amazing kids to accomplish things majority of the world takes for granted. For instance, I believe Ethan has overachieved in aspects such as love and compassion with anyone he meets. Yet he is behind on some aspects. I like to think it's more of him taking the scenic route in life. It's a little more slower, It's a little more challenging. But with the extra adventure, we get to experience so much more. I am beyond grateful that Ethan has been giving outstanding care and love from the Little Lighthouse. If he was able to stay until done with all of his education, that would be fabulous. Yet, that would not be fair for many other children waiting to start a full time of growth and development. Although we cannot extend the age limits at the Little Lighthouse, other schools should develop or simply follow the program this facility has already established for their students with special needs. But I think I know the true secret why this place is so much more, and it's due to true, pure love. It's easy for us to say we like or love our jobs, but the staff and volunteers here show their love every day in and day out with their astonishing actions and caring words. I am sad to think in a few short months, Ethan will graduate from the Little Lighthouse. However, I am excited for his future growth and new possibilities. I also know another child on the waiting list will be able to have the same love and compassion my son has been given here. A thank you does not seem like enough to let the staff here know how much I appreciate what they do. It has been an honor and a privilege that my family and I truly are grateful for. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving Ethan the most astounding few years of his life and setting him up to succeed all the new challenges that will arise. Appreciate it and thank you.
My name is Kimberly and I'm Ethan's mother. The day that we received his diagnosis, they did tell us a lot of things that he'd never be able to do. I remember that day as I was holding Ethan, I was thinking in my head as the doctor was telling us all this information, does Ethan know that I love him? Does he know that I prayed and I begged to have him for 3 years? They described his future as a person who would physically grow, but that would be it. And that day we also learned about Little Lighthouse. A few days later, we took our tour, and the first person that got to greet us was the founder, Marsha Mitchell. We didn't know who Marsha was at the time. Marsha has such an angelic way of speaking that when she introduced herself to us and to Ethan, when we left feeling love and hope. We were both in early intervention program for 1.5 years, and then we did our third and final year. Well, this is our third and final year now in the full-time program. Once Ethan started, it didn't take long. Hi. Love you. Once Ethan started, it didn't take long for the miracles to happen. Ethan started meeting milestones and continues to this day. Everyone here shares the excitement and joy in watching God work through him. There isn't enough time in a day for me to tell you all the reasons why Little Lighthouse means so much to us and why we're always going to support it, but I'm going to go ahead and share one that I find most important. And this is something that my husband and I could not help Ethan reach on his own. It took Jesus, Little Lighthouse, and our community for Ethan to reach this goal. That goal is self-worth. Hi. Studies show that at the age of 5, a child can identify their self-worth. Ethan is 5, and I'm happy to share that this is a milestone that he has met. Yes, his current vocabulary only consists of 14 words at this time, but if you spend a few minutes with him, you'll see his confidence start to shine. He knows what's acceptable when others communicate with him. He knows that he deserves to be included, loved, and respected. I believe that Ethan knows that he matters and that Jesus created him fearfully and wonderfully in his image. In all honesty, I aspire to be more like Ethan. I think that we can all learn from him. He doesn't see gender, race, abilities, or disabilities. Ethan sees life, a simple heartbeat. Hi. And even when an individual does try to seclude themselves from him or be rude, because it does happen, Ethan pushes his chair right up to them and he says hi. If they ignore him, he'll say hi again and louder. He will not take no for an answer. He's learned how to include himself. He shares love and is kind to everyone that he gets to meet. Yes, I am sad that Ethan is graduating in a few months, mainly because I know that no other school is going to love Ethan as much as he's loved here. But I know that Ethan is ready for this transition. Plus, Jesus is going with us, so we're not going to be alone. We just want to thank Little Lighthouse for giving Ethan the opportunity to attend and to have a chance to thrive in life. We're excited for the next student and all future students who are going to attend. All children, regardless of their abilities, deserve to experience this love and learn that they have purpose and that they belong. Thank you guys for coming. And if you want to meet Ethan, come on over.